What are some of the funniest moments of your career?
Oh man. Well, I mean, like embarrassing funny.
I don't know. Funny, yeah.
I mean, the music business is weird on a good day. And there have been times where I burped on stage once on mic. I fell down
in the middle
stairs.
of a song.
In the middle of a song. Very serious
How was
song.
that? Like, whoa.
Per te vivrò. And I right in the middle of this very serious Italian kind of aria.
Did that go viral?
This was thankfully before YouTube. So this was one of my earlier shows, and I had, you do enough shows and you start to get lazy about your pre-show routine because you've done so many. And that tour lasted me like a year and a half. And so I was eating like...
Did everybody laugh?
Oh my God. Everybody in my band who had ears in, they were cracking up. The first 5 rows definitely heard it. But I had like a giant like Mountain Dew and a Subway sandwich or something before, like literally. I was thinking, I've done a million of these shows. I know the show backwards and forwards. I'm hungry.
Too confident, yeah.
I'm hungry. And if I don't eat something, I'm gonna be hangry out there.
Yeah.
So I scarfed this like giant soda and I was just being so dumb.
And
I was literally I was holding back burps the entire concert. Not long after that, like literally, this tour needed to end. Like 3 shows after that, another serious song. And I'm like, I had this big staircase on stage and I was wearing these like very like smooth suit shoes and there was like a carpet on the stairs and I was just like I fell down and my butt is hitting every step and I just like hopped back up and and they laughed and it was it was fine, but then I started doing things where I was walking through the audience during concerts and like that's a real box of chocolates. Like you never know what hand is going to grab you where. Oh wow. And so like some of the ladies at the shows like get a little they pregame a little bit and like there was a night where I was sitting on the edge of the stage singing like a really sweet song. Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around, from Sweeney Todd. And I felt this hand going up my pant leg. And so I'm like both like kicking this like lady, really boozy lady, like soccer mom with like 10 like plastic martini glass. She's like quadruple fisting right now, and this hand is going up my pant leg, and I'm just like no, not while I'm around. No.
And you were mid song.
Mid song, she's really looking up at me like yes, and I'm like, this is. I'm gonna stand. I stood up and I was like, I probably should have gotten a lot angrier at her, there's and then there have been the times where it's like been scripted, where it's like I've been very fortunate to have been able to like hang out with a lot of funny people and like do a lot of comedy. And early in my career, it was really put upon me that I shouldn't do anything that wasn't like the serious singing guy. And then it was, shows like The Office and, people like Jimmy Kimmel and people giving me shows and people giving me opportunities to make guest appearances and Glee did that too. And like Always Sunny in Philadelphia had me on, and Parks and Rec. Like all my favorite comedies have had me on.
I look at your Wikipedia. It's like an endless amount of television you've done. Like
I say yes a lot, but I say yes to all like the best. Like I've been so lucky that all my favorite comedies have had me on, either playing myself or playing a weird version of myself, or like or another character. Like
could you do stand up too?
No, that's a specific glutton for punishment that I think that like I don't think I could handle.
Can you tell a joke?
I mean, I know jokes, but I've read them on Reddit. Like these are not like original.
No, it's such a skill because I've probably heard a few in my life, but I can't remember a single one when it comes to telling one. I think it's a real skill to then say, okay, I know one, and then you actually make somebody laugh.
There are jokes in Germany, right?
Yes, and they're mostly about, I don't know, they're terrible jokes. I don't want to repeat any of those.
When I go to Germany, I always find that like finding my humor in Germany is an interesting thing, because I want to be like clever in interviews when I'm in Germany. Yeah. But it's a very different type of humor.
It is very different.
There are some countries where
the thinkers, the Germans,
very thinky, and
they always analyze and they always criticize, and then they like to tell you exactly what's wrong.
Yes.
In America, nobody would ever say anything negative. In Germany, we want to explain in detail why we didn't like it.
It's a joke, but it feels like harsh criticism. And why am I so offended right now? And then they'll tell me like, no, that's not what he meant. He was being funny. I was like, well, that's a funny way of showing it. And then there are countries where it's like Japan has like silly humor, like we do. England, silly. There are places that I go where it's like my silliness really clicks. But to answer your question, I could never do stand-up comedy. Improv, I love. I love like comedy sports, like where you pick a name out of a hat and you have people with you. And I've done that a few times.
So
I did this thing called Freestyle Love Supreme in New York. I did 5 or 6 of those where you're just making up songs on the spot. And that's
are you writing
fun.
your own plays too, and shows, TV shows, musicals?
Working on a couple possible TV ideas, which could be really, really fun. We're in a time right now where, there's just no rules, and if you are somebody that likes to branch out and do a lot of different things, there's more opportunities for you now, not less. It used to be that if you did more than one thing, people would scratch your head. And
labels would say, no, if you do one thing right, stick to that, and don't, like, you're only this one person.
Yeah. It's a great time for multi-hyphenates. It's a great time for,
multi-hyphenates. I don't know.
Singer, mime, stand-up comedian, chef.